Hi guys, it is November 15, 2016, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell has gone on here in our country with all of these people who are posting YouTube videos of their breakdowns over Trump winning and Hillary losing, and the celebrities who are tweeting crazy stuff, and which I'll show you in a minute. But I find it interesting that a poll just recently came out, and I don't put much stock in polls, but mainstream media is kind of freaking out. I mean, establishment media blames Facebook for Trump victory. They're trying to blame everybody but themselves and Hillary Clinton for this Trump victory. And, I've been listening to some of these news shows with all of these mainstream media pundits, and they're talking about, well, clearly the Democratic Party didn't really fully understand, middle America, middle Americans who live in middle America. It's really, it's unbelievable to listen to comfortable people who get paid a lot of money, trying to figure out how it is that they got it so wrong, that Hillary lost and Trump won. Can they not understand what's been happening for 8 years in this country with Obama destroying Americans? Do they not understand that, the increase of people on food stamps has been, kind of exponential? Do they not understand that the economy really is not doing well? I mean, are they living in a bubble? Maybe they are. But here, Associated Press blames Facebook for Trump's victory. This is what Associated Press said. Facebook has been accused of possibly swaying the election by promoting fake news stories on its social network, an increasingly important source of information for many Americans. Though AP did not mention any specific news story to back up their claim, they're just saying that Facebook, people were posting these fake news stories, and, well, this is, I believe, a way to absolve establishment media, but it is also a lead up to the internet soon to be regulated. The censorship will be coming down even harder, I believe. And anything that the establishment media or our government deems as fake will be banned. All establishment media, which we all know promote and generate and report 24/7 fake news stories, that will be the real news. The fake news will be the real news, and the real news will be the fake news and get banned. But this poll shows that a large majority of Americans do not believe the reporters on mainstream media. 7 in 10 voters do not believe the news media are honest and truthful. 8 in 10, 78% of voters believe the news coverage of the presidential campaign was biased, with nearly a 3-to-1 majority believing the media were for Clinton and not for Trump. 32% of Clinton voters believe the media were pro-Clinton. 8% of Trump voters said they would have voted for Clinton if they believed what the media was saying about Trump, and 97% of voters said they did not let the media's bias influence their vote. That is a very, very large majority. So, it doesn't really jive with what we are seeing. These protests, the numbers of people who have come out. And by the way, a large majority of the protesters, I'll link below to this article, didn't even vote. They didn't even vote. But all of the unprecedented dramatic responses that we are seeing from people, where is this coming from? What is going on? because we never have seen this kind of response to somebody losing an election. These celebrities, and I'll link below to Melissa Dykes' video, which she posts also on the Daily Sheeple, the 5 most ridiculous celebrity freakouts in response to Trump's win. Yoko Ono tweets, "Dear friends, I would like to share this message with you as my response to Donald Trump. Love, Yoko." And all she does is scream. And she's got 4 other celebrities who are freaking out. We have people posting videos on YouTube. There's a lot of them. And I'm only going to show you 2. But these people posting videos on YouTube are very young. So how did they get so hypnotized and so captivated by Hillary Clinton when, considering their age, it doesn't make any sense. They weren't even born when Hillary was beginning her public service career. Why are they so captivated by this establishment old woman who has been around, forever? It does not make any sense. But here's one response. Girl freaks out because of Trump win.
This has to be a joke. I cannot believe this is happening. I'm literally about to fucking kill myself, and I'm not kidding. You better fucking fix this shit right now. I literally am gonna die. I need an ambulance.
She's literally gonna die. She's gonna kill herself. Okay. What we're seeing here is somebody who's having a breakdown and who is so emotionally dysregulated that you could even think that she might have borderline characteristics. She needs to find a good therapist, but unfortunately, an awful lot of them do. This girl, I watched it several times. I kept thinking, is she just kidding here? But she's not. This is her response.
Trump won. Come on. You white fascist! Ah! Ah! It's over. America has gone to shit. We're gonna lose so much. Everything is over. The world is over. You don't understand. It's over. Hillary. Bernie Sanders. Come on. Come on. Bernie. I won't go to college. It's for free. I won't.
You can watch the last couple of seconds of this, but I won't go to college for free. Well, I think what we are also witnessing are a lot of these responses are really self-centered responses in these people thinking, these individuals thinking that they're not going to get something for free. But, again, here we have another young woman posting a video of herself losing control, posting a video evidencing, she herself just wanting to, show the world how emotionally dysregulated she is. She too, it's over, it's done, What is behind all of this? This is not just because Hillary lost the election. I am not going to read these articles, but I will link below to them. And yes, I do think that frequencies, microwave frequencies, coming from the cell phone towers and coming from Gwen towers, is absolutely controlling these people's brains, their brainwaves, their thoughts, and their behavior. Because, you know, anybody in their right mind would realize that they would not want this shown to the world, this kind of behavior. It's abject insanity. And so it comes down to how they were parented, and or they are victims of these frequencies. Now, this article, which I'll link to below, it's an overview of how we are controlled by technology, from having our brainwaves deliberately changed en masse by transmitters regulating our state of consciousness, to how we are victims of electromagnetic waves disrupting the state of our health, and finally how many of us will actually die as decided by our global masters. Yes, they can increase these, especially of the Gwen towers, which this article focuses on. The Gwen towers are different from cell phone towers. These are the cell phone towers that are littered all over because they are being used as weapons. You actually can have cell phone transmission when you have these cell phones. They could be, I believe it's 300 miles apart, but it might be 30 miles apart. So why are we seeing these on every corner, in every shopping center, in you know, just littered? Many you see that are 2, 3, 4 back to back, loaded with instruments, because they're using them to mind control our population. But the Gwen towers are actually more dangerous. And the Gwen towers are the very, very high, thin towers with the cables that go down to the ground, because those frequencies are ground-based frequencies. And that's why you have all of the wires that go right down to the ground from the top of the Gwen tower, or from, you know, a high point on the Gwen tower. But they can change our thoughts. They can change our behavior. And you know what? I've tried to get through to people about this, you know, and there are so many people who have been educated, they learned how to critically think, but they simply won't do the research on this, and they just roll their eyes. But if we are electromagnetic beings, the electromagnetic pulses that are coming from cell phone towers and Gwen towers and cell phones and Wi-Fi and smart meters absolutely will affect us. And in order for us to feel good, you know, there's a certain frequency, the Schumann frequency, and which actually resonates with the Earth's frequency, but all of that is being disrupted today. So that's why you see many people freaking out, many people agitated, many people angry, and many people just not in their right mind. But this article, Microwave Mind Control Symptoms and Published Evidence, the evidence published is from the military studies. Our military has funded many studies to learn what the effects of these microwave frequencies will have on us physically, mentally, spiritually. They did studies to find out what the particular frequencies are to achieve a result of somebody, you know, getting angry, somebody feeling depressed, even putting people to sleep. But what are some of the symptoms here? Microwave hearing. They can actually induce sounds into your brain, transmission of specific commands into the subconscious, visual disturbances, visual hallucinations. They can inject words or numbers into the brain via electromagnetic radiation waves, manipulation of emotions, reading thoughts remotely, causing pain to any nerve of the body, remote manipulation of human behavior from space, harassment, stress symptoms, control of sleep patterns. So, and here's the evidence. Here is the evidence for all of those symptoms that I just talked about. And lastly, I've posted videos on this article, which is really wonderful. Tim Rifat, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Microwave Mind Control. And he did, he's an investigative journalist who did research on the UK's use of these frequencies and found that the UK is using microwave frequencies to manipulate their citizens. And it's, again, I'm going to say this is not covered an awful lot by a lot of people. And that is a shame because, with our public, the majority of Americans who are not realizing how dangerous are the frequencies coming from their cell phone towers, coming from their cell phones, coming from the Wi-Fi, coming from smart meters, the Wi-Fi in schools. And, we're seeing students walk out in mass from high schools. In mass, they all get up and walk out to protest the Trump victory. How is this possible? It's very possible when you have this kind of technology, when you have Wi-Fi saturating, all of our school children now, and Gwen towers and cell phone towers so close to schools. Many even have cell phone towers that are loaded with dangerous instruments on school property. But, in this video, he talks about how brain waves can be manipulated at a flick of a switch with these microwave transmitters. And they can turn people into submissive zombies who cannot think clearly. They can, with a flick of a switch, make people feel depressed, apathetic, lounge around all day doing nothing. Or they can do the opposite. Make people feel very agitated, get them to post videos, thinking that there's nothing wrong with showing to the world your mental breakdown. This is very dangerous. And I don't know how to wake people up about this because they just think that it's too crazy. It's very real. It is happening. And I absolutely do believe that it is the reason why we're seeing such lunacy now with the American people, all those protesters, the violence breaking out. I saw videos where teachers were being assaulted by their students. We haven't seen this kind of stuff. And until Americans wake up to the fact that, they very well might be having their behavior and thoughts controlled, we're just going to see more and more lunacy. And unfortunately, more and more violence breaking out. I'll link below to all of the articles. I'm sorry for going on for so long lately, but I'm having difficulty speaking clearly and concisely these days. So, and it's not solely because of the frequencies, but I came here, I thought that I was going to be getting away from frequencies, and I'm not. And I may post a video on that explaining what I'm saying right now, but I have noticed an increase in the frequencies The buzzing has gotten pretty intense. The woman who owns the house here can feel the vibration coming from the ground. And Gwen Towers, ground-based frequencies, she can actually feel that. Well, guess what I'm feeling as I'm speaking to you right now? I'm feeling the floor vibrating. So, yeah, it makes me sound like a tinfoil hatter. But unfortunately, us tinfoil hatters are the ones that have done the research. All links are below.